Okay, my outstanding friends, I got up this morning, decided I was going to do something on my giant hair follicle, because I have found other pieces too. I believe the same creature is of the same proportions. And again, this is the hair follicle. This is this big. And I found the fingerprints of a huge, gigantic creature. The fingerprints themselves, each fingerprint is about this wide. So we're going to go into that. But I was taken by this Naga, because I know about Nagas a little bit, because I have seen one, an actual, well, I'll show it to you. And this is what they're showing Nagas. This is, oh, what's the name of this place? Mystical Explorations. All right, Mystical Explorations. Nagas, they came from other dimensions, the truth about other dimensions, physics, Sadahugu. Now, this is what a Naga supposedly looks similar to. Now, let me show you the one that a friend of mine has. She actually has the head of a Naga. Now, it certainly looks it to me. Let's take a look at it. Okay, I don't know how many people know what Nagas look like. I don't know what Nagas look like. I can see all these ancient sculptures and all these things, and they have this similar sort of look to it. Now, so does Kim's head. Let me show you what Kim's head looks like, though. So don't forget, you got this face-looking thing here. Now, her head is chopped right off right there, and I mean it's flat as a pancake. But I can see all the architecture of the throat and everything, so I'm 100% sure it's correct. Plus, the back of the head is cracked, and there's blood coming out of it. All right, so this is Kim's head, and where you see these brownish-looking stuff, that's a different tissue type than the skin on the face and the head and so forth. That's how you can tell when they get wet. When they're dry, everything looks brown, basically. When they get wet, that's when you really see them. Now, here's the face on the side, and you can see this tissue here is different than the tissue that's on your face. There's wrinkle zones and so forth. Now, what about the throat? And don't forget, there's this crown around it. And the closest I can find to this was a white Naga, which is this one here. That's as close as I can find it. It appears to have some kind of a headdress sort of thing going on. And this one here has these little pockets. You can't really see it here, but there's boom, 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 boom. And something was coming out of those. I think maybe like hair braids or something. I don't know. That's all I can take away from it, because they are showing them with these hair braids coming out of that exact same area. Now, I don't know. But all we have is the head cut right off. And somebody, it looks to me like it was severed, because usually heads are not like tendons and so forth. They don't break so regularly. Here's the throat. Now she dressed this thing up like a doll. Here's what I want you to see. This is where the chin goes this way. This right here is actually the throat. And these two little lumps, I think that's the tongue. Split tongue. Could have had a forked tongue. Now, you see this little circle right here? In that little hole? You see this circle? You probably can't see it. It's very hard to see. But if you look at it here, you might be able to see it. And there's one right here. These are the two, I believe those are the vertebrae that come up from below. And here's as close as I can get to that picture. You see here and over on the other side, those are the things that come up to hold your head so you can move it around. It's attached to your spine. Now, in front is the trachea and the throat, which I showed you before, and of course on top of that out comes the tongue. So let's look at it again. Remember, the two bones, one on each side. You got your throat coming up the middle, and of course the tongue sits in the throat. So let's see if we can find that one more time. Back to this one. Whoops. Here it is right here. Whoops, no it isn't. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. But here is the two bones basically to come up so your head can do all that sort of stuff. This is the throat, sits right in front of those two bones. That right there, I believe, is the forked tongue. I believe that's the tongue coming right over the top out of the throat. Now, this has a vein and artery in it as well. All right, now look, you see what we're looking at? Look at that throat. And then right above it is the two bones. That side bone, very hard to see, but this one's very, very obvious. And again, that is what a throat looks like even on a human being. Now let's see the back of the head, because it's cracked open. Now don't forget, they all seem to have this little flare around the top. Well, this one has a big flare, but some of them have small ones, and like this one is this flare around the back, and then it has like a bulbous head over the back, and I'll show you that in a minute. But that's what it looks up kind of close. This is another shot of it sideways. You can see, and it's cut flat as a pancake. She keeps it outside. She's scared of it. So I don't blame her. And again, here's the back. Now look at this. That's blood. This is a red-blooded creature. It's cracked. The head is cracked open. I don't know whether that killed it or what happened to it. Or got throat cut. I don't have any idea, but it's as flat as a pancake on the bottom. Absolutely flat as can be. As you can see. Straight across. Now, was it cut or did it fall apart like that? I have no idea. But I can tell you what, this is biological. No question in my mind. You see the red and the black around here? That's blood colors. And I can show you the vein and artery. I think I have a shot of that. Hold on. Here's one showing some of the blood coming out of the side of the head there. All right, this is the underside of the throat. You see these two spots here, the red one and the black one? That's the artery, and that's the vein. And that's coming right up into this Naga head. All right, I'm going to leave it at this. That is the back of the head, and it's cracked open. You can see the crack right there. All right, this is red blood. This thing is a red-blooded creature, and everything that I can see here, and I'm quite well in tune with ancient body parts that have solidified into stone, and I can see all of the articulation of a living creature here. The colors, the blood, the vein, the artery, the throat, the skin texture, everything. As far as I'm concerned, that's 100% real. Now, it's a Naga. Nobody knows anything about these things other than that they were something that existed in the past. See, when you look up Nagas, they have all these human-looking faces on coiled bodies, and I don't think that's necessarily the truth. All right, these are Nagas. And what's the story about Nagas? Well, Nagas are in various Asian religions, traditions. Nagas are divine, semi-divine race of half-human, half-serpent beings. Well, that could very well be. These are shown with human heads, though. That is obviously not a human head. But I've seen a ton of them, other ones, Nagas, that have that same exact look, and they're statues from ancient cultures. And they're given to the king, I don't know, these Nagas, I don't know anything about them. All I know is that I don't think anybody knows anything about them other than that they were a serpent-shaped group of deities, often taken form of cobras, but they have that little head on them. And I imagine that's what would have happened with this one here. It would have flared. I don't know, because it's all crinkled up in the back here like this. It might have went, phew. I don't know. But it's crunched up here, and it certainly has a form to it. And if this one went, pew, you would have a head similar to like this. If it opened itself up, not quite that big, but something in that range. So this could very well be a Naga. I just don't know. This picture was sent to me just the other day by, I don't know who sent it to me, but apparently somebody named Hansen Bjorn found this. And it certainly looks like another Naga head. Maybe a little bit different, but similar. Now, they're showing these, you know, all of these pictures. People are drawing pictures. They see Nagas. Are they real? I don't know. Where are they coming up with all these pictures? And that's somewhere down, I don't know. I don't know where it is. I get all these things sent to me. I have no clue where they're from. And here, this is from Star Wars. Somebody knew something, and you can't speak about it without getting attacked. Now, trust me, I know about being attacked for speaking, because I speak. I don't care what. You know, I've been basically crushed for speaking about truth. All right, as soon as you get outside the box, man, you're in trouble. All right, this is another one I got from a guy named Heath Bowman. And he sold this head, but look at this. That's the throat coming up, and it's all torn up. This one wasn't cut off clean. And that's the throat coming up, and it has like, oh, I'll show you in a second. But look at these eyes. Look at those eyes. And all of this wrinkly looking stuff, I understand that, because that's the way tissue degrades. Now I have another shot of this, hold on. All right, here's the same head. Now it's dried out now, but you see the same eyes. Look at this. I don't know what's going on with this. It looks like it has two ears or some kind of strange looking ear. And this head had something around it, like a spacesuit or something. You see this around the bottom, different color than the head? The head was inside of some kind of a spacesuit. That's all I can figure out. You see why I say it's a spacesuit or something? You see down here, this isn't part of the guy's head or his neck or anything. This is like something wrapped around him, like a spacesuit. I don't know what else to say. And then he's just ripped, the head is ripped right off. There's the plumbing for the throat and everything else is right down here. So that's, I don't see too many people walking around like that, but I see a lot of pictures of ancient creatures that look similar. You see this? Now they're starting to realize that all this stuff can preserve forever. This says this tiny texture on rock is the earliest known fossil of skin, 290 million years old. First of all, I don't think this is skin. Secondly, it's not 290 million years old. And thirdly, this is what is known as a mud fossil. I think this is a membrane, not a piece of skin. Look at these little ball-looking things, and then this, in between them, there's this little layer of gooiness. That's so that this can move and do all these kind of things. Your skin does the same thing, but this would be on some kind of really wacky-looking skin. It's nothing like our skin or any skin that I have seen. Well, I can't say that for sure, but I can tell you one thing, it looks exactly like a membrane. You see this? This is a membrane. And you see those little layers around it? That would exactly what you saw and what they claimed was skin. This is a membrane, and this is from a gigantic creature. We all know I have the mud fossils that are absolutely enormous. This is from Tyson Carlson, Tyson's Mud Fossil Adventures. This out here is 6 feet from top to bottom, from this one single membrane. All right, they have a bilipid. There's a bottom and a top, and in between is a fatty substance. In us, you can see right through that. In this, it's 6 feet thick. This is the size of these creatures, and this is that stuff I just showed you in that skin. Remember this pattern right here, and remember if this was filled right in, what you would see is identical to this. There's no difference whatsoever. So skin, maybe, but I don't think so. Okay, my friends, I've shown some pretty interesting things today, I believe. Now, the next video I am going to do, we're going to revisit Benu, and they finally opened up the container. They couldn't get the container open for 3.5 months. I know exactly what's in this container, and I am going to explain to you. It's been over 3.5 months since NASA spacecraft dropped off its precious sample, and scientists finally managed how to get the lid off this container. Now, my claim is I know exactly what this is, and before it even touched down, I did a video showing what asteroid Benu is and asteroid Psyche is and what the material that they picked up on here. I can tell you the chemical composition almost exactly. There'll be some difference in it because of radiation, but not much. I know exactly what it is, and I know exactly what Benu is, and they just can't handle the truth. So we're going to get into that, and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's so many things. I could do this all day. I mean, I am doing it all day long, and I'm never going to be able to finish. This is it. This is all the scraps they got, but the scraps are the same as what they got in the container. In the container, they just think it's not contaminated. Well, this is not contaminated. Yeah, I know what the molecules are. I can guarantee you, I know exactly what they are. They want to guarantee an absolute minimum of terrestrial contamination. I don't care. Take these and just, I can tell you what's in there. Terrestrial contamination, forget about it. You may not find any microbes in here, but I can tell you what the chemical composition of this is, because I can tell you what Benu is. And Benu is nothing but another product of life. There is nothing but life in this universe. And the next video will show you Benu, psyche, and exactly the chemical composition of what this is. All right, I love you all. Stick around for the next video. It's going to be great.